I am really excited today that we have the infinite black and white version for CS6, and that's pretty cool. If you want to see how to use each individual function of the infinite black and white in detail, be sure to check out the description in this video as well as the README file in the download so you can get a look into how that's done, or simply visit infiniteblackandwhitepanel.com where you can see the video straight on that page. And without further ado, let's get started. I want to show you how this differs and how it's the same. And basically for the CS6 version, it doesn't have a physical panel like this one does. And the reason for that is very simple. It doesn't allow a physical interface. However, because you installed that properly from the previous video, the installation video, you should be able to be here where we are as we ended on that note, and you should see all these functions there listed. So these little actions here are not even actions, they're correlated to the individual scripts that are in Photoshop installed. So for example, over here, we have CC 2019, we can go ahead and hit create on the intents. And as you can see here, definitely worth hiccuping over, as I like to say, and it's pretty cool. However, with CS6, you don't have the physical interface. However, we have the same script. It's the exact same script, and we can hit create intents, and you can see here, it works exactly the same. And so the reason why these actions are here is, as I mentioned, they correlate to the scripts that are installed in the backend when you made the installation. So the same thing goes with light and medium. You have these different functions, light and medium. You also have the regions function. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I have regions, and you can see it says light, highlights, midtones, and shadows. I'll go ahead and delete that. I'll say, where is my regions? Here we go. So you can see highlights, midtones, and shadows. You can modify those separately, as you'll see in the in-depth video. And then we also have these little functions here. These functions are going to be randomization. So I'll give you an example what that means. Let's say we go ahead and hit intents and we hit create. Let's say that we want to randomize the curves in this layer stack. Let's say we don't like that, we want something a little bit different. Actually, let's randomize selective color, because that'll be the most visibly obvious distinction here. So selective color is randomizing because we want to change that up. So the same thing goes for the action layout here. Let's say I want to randomize the selective color on the intense mode. So we have a button specifically for the intense version. So you can see here that even though we don't have the physical shuffle button, we simply click on selective color intense and it does the same thing. It randomizes that too. And then the same thing goes for the other functions here. We have grain, we have fade, and we have contrast. And we can add grain, fade, and contrast. So it adds the same kind of, different functions and things like that. And you can move them around as necessary if you want to, or whatever it is, whatever the case is. But it usually loads after the layer that's selected. And again, this is just an overview of how these buttons correlate to the same buttons on the panel. And if you want to see an in-depth tutorial on how to use the infinite black and white panel, generally speaking, whether it's this interface or that interface, it doesn't really matter. It's the same scripts and functionality. Go check out the video in the description or at infiniteblackandwhitepanel.com so you can learn more about it. We also have more tutorials on the education page. So if you just go to the website, there's an education tab up top, which is really, really handy. Let me show you where that is on the website. Over here, you can see it says education. And there you see a ton of videos on the infinite color panel as well as the infinite black and white, which will be coming. But the main page you'd be concerned with, you'd simply need to go to infinitecolorpanel.com. And then on the home page, just scroll down to the infinite black and white panel and you'll see the infinite black and white page. You can also check out the introduction there, or I'll be sure to link that in the description as I mentioned, or in the README file. So hope that helped. I'm really excited to see what you do with this. And again, I'm so glad and thankful for you for waiting for this version to come out, and I'm really excited for it too.